Good morning. Let me tell y'all something. How you start your day determines how your day goes. If you wake up defeated, you're going to stay defeated. But if you wake up speaking life into yourself, ain't nothing that can stop you. So every morning, before you step out that door, before you check your phone, before you let the world tell you who you are, you tell yourself who you are. And I got 9 things you need to say to yourself every single morning. Your mindset shapes your day in ways you may not even realize. The way you think the moment you wake up has the power to set the tone for everything that follows. If you start your morning with negativity, doubt, and frustration, those feelings will carry with you into every decision you make, every conversation you have, and every challenge you face. But if you start your day with purpose, confidence, and gratitude, you create an energy that attracts success, peace, and fulfillment. Think about the mornings when you wake up already feeling defeated. Maybe you didn't sleep well. Maybe your mind starts running through all the things you have to do. Or maybe you immediately think about the struggles you're facing. That first thought is powerful because it determines your focus. If your first thought is stress, then stress will dominate your day. If your first thought is frustration, then everything will feel frustrating. It's not because the world is against you. It's because you've conditioned yourself to expect problems instead of solutions. The most successful people in the world understand that they can't control everything, but they can control their mindset. They wake up every morning and choose to set their minds on progress, possibilities, and faith. They don't let their circumstances dictate their attitude. They don't let yesterday's failures determine today's effort. They start fresh, knowing that their mindset is the foundation of their success. When you wake up, you have 2 choices. You can let life happen to you, or you can take control of your thoughts and decide how you're going to approach the day. If you decide to wake up and immediately dwell on what's wrong, but if you wake up and remind yourself that today is a new opportunity, you step into a position of strength. Thoughts are like seeds. You plant them in the morning and they grow throughout the day. If you plant doubt, you'll reap hesitation. If you plant confidence, you'll reap success. Your mindset is also the key to how you handle challenges. Life is going to test you. There's no avoiding that. But how you react is completely up to you. Some people see obstacles as roadblocks while others see them as stepping stones. Some people let difficulties break them down while others use them to build themselves up. The difference isn't in the situation, it's in the mindset. The right mindset helps you turn setbacks into comeback, failures into lessons, and struggles into strength. People who have mastered their mindset don't let small problems ruin their day. They don't waste time complaining, making excuses, or blaming others. They take ownership of their energy, and that's what keeps them moving forward. They understand that every day is another chance to get closer to their goals. They know that if they start their morning with discipline, gratitude, and belief, they'll attract the right opportunities and the right people into their lives. Some people think that success is about talent, luck, or connections. But before any of that matters, success starts in the mind. If you don't believe you can win, you've already lost. If you don't believe you're capable, you'll never take action. If you don't believe you deserve better, you'll settle for less. Everything begins with your mindset. And when you learn to control it, there's nothing that can stop you. Gratitude opens doors in ways most people don't even realize. It's not just about saying thank you or acknowledging the good in your life. It's about shifting your entire perspective. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, you create an energy that attracts more blessings. Too often, people wake up thinking about what's wrong, what they don't have, or what's missing. That mindset keeps them stuck because they're training their brain to see only the negative. But when you start your day with gratitude, you train yourself to see possibilities, opportunities, and abundance. Think about the last time you felt truly grateful. Maybe it was for a moment with your family, a small victory at work, or even something as simple as having a place to sleep at night. In that moment, you weren't focused on what was missing. You were focused on what was good. That feeling of gratitude does something powerful. It shifts your energy. It takes you out of a scarcity mindset and puts you into a state of abundance. And when you operate from abundance, you start attracting more of it into your life. People who practice gratitude consistently see the world differently. They're not blind to problems, but they don't let those problems define them. They understand that no matter how tough life gets, there's always something to be grateful for. They wake up and say, I'm thankful for this new day, even when yesterday wasn't perfect. They say, I'm grateful for the lessons I'm learning, even when things don't go their way. They know that gratitude is a choice, and they make that choice every single day. Gratitude also changes how you handle challenges. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you stop seeing obstacles as punishments and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. Instead of complaining about a tough situation, you look for the lesson in it. Instead of feeling stuck, you remind yourself of how far you've already come. When you approach life this way, nothing can break you because you're always finding reasons to keep going. Another powerful thing about gratitude is that it attracts more good things into your life. When you appreciate what you have, you create a mindset that welcomes more. People who constantly complain, who always focus on what they don't have, who live in a state of dissatisfaction, they block their own blessings. But people who wake up every day and say, thank you for what I have, end up receiving even more. It's not magic, it's mindset. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines what you attract. Some of the happiest and most successful people in the world didn't get there because life was perfect for them. They got there because they learned to be grateful no matter what. They learned to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. They didn't wait until they had everything they wanted to start being grateful. They practiced gratitude first. And that gratitude opened the doors to more blessings. Gratitude also affects the people around you. When you show appreciation for others, it strengthens your relationships. When you're grateful for opportunities, you make the most of them. When you approach life with a thankful heart, people are drawn to your energy. No one wants to be around someone who is always complaining, always negative, always focusing on what's missing. But a person who radiates gratitude, that person inspires others, attracts positivity, and creates an environment where good things happen. There will always be things in life that you wish were different. There will always be challenges, struggles, and setbacks. But there will also always be something to be thankful for. The key is deciding what you're going to focus on. Gratitude is a habit, and like any habit, it takes practice. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. The more you train your mind to see the good, the more good you'll find. You control your happiness. And that is one of the most powerful truths you can embrace. Too many people go through life thinking happiness is something that happens to them, something that depends on their circumstances, their job, their relationship, or the approval of others. But happiness is not something you wait for. It's something you create. The moment you understand that, you take back your power. Happiness is a decision you make every single day. It's not about having a perfect life because nobody's life is perfect. It's not about waiting until everything falls into place because life will always have ups and downs. It's about choosing to focus on the good, choosing to see the opportunities instead of the obstacles, and choosing to take control of your emotions instead of letting them control you. One of the biggest mistakes people make is allowing outside forces to determine how they feel. If their job is going well, they're happy. If someone compliments them, they feel good. If they get what they want, they smile. But the second something goes wrong, their whole mood shifts. They let other people's words dictate their self-worth. They let minor inconveniences ruin their entire day. They give too much power to things they can't control, and in doing so, they give away their happiness. You have to take responsibility for your own joy. That means deciding no matter what happens today, you're not going to let it steal your peace. It means refusing to let negativity take over your mind. It means choosing to focus on the blessings instead of the burdens. There will always be something to complain about, always be a reason to feel discouraged, always be an excuse to stay stuck. But there will also always be a reason to smile, a reason to push forward, and a reason to be grateful. It's up to you which one you focus on. Some people think happiness comes from success, but the truth is, success comes from happiness. The most successful people don't wait until they have everything they want to start being happy. They bring happiness into whatever they do. They wake up with the right mindset. They go after their goals with enthusiasm, and they find joy in the process, not just the outcome. That's why they attract success, because they're already living in the energy of it. Your happiness also affects the people around you. When you walk into a room with joy, you lift others up. When you bring a positive attitude, you create better relationships. People are drawn to those who radiate good energy. On the other hand, if you're always complaining, always negative, always finding something wrong, you push people away. The energy you give is the energy you get back. Happiness doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending life is perfect. It means deciding that no matter what happens, you won't let it break you. It means finding the lesson in the struggle, the strength in the hardship, and the beauty in the journey. Every day you wake up is another chance to choose joy, to choose faith, to choose peace. Life is too short to spend it waiting for happiness to find you. It's already within you, but you have to claim it. You have to protect it. You have to stop giving people and circumstances the power to take it away from you. No matter what's going on around you, you have the ability to choose how you respond. That choice is where true happiness begins. Focusing on progress, not comparison, is one of the most important shifts you can make in your mindset. Too many people get caught up in looking at what everyone else is doing, measuring their success against someone else's timeline, and feeling like they're not enough because they don't have what others have. The truth is, comparison is a trap. It robs you of your peace, your confidence, and your ability to appreciate your own journey. The problem with comparison is that it's never fair. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You don't see their struggles, their late nights, their sacrifices. You only see the success they show to the world. And because of that, you start to feel like you're behind, like you're failing, like you'll never measure up. But the reality is you are on your own path. Your journey is yours alone. And as long as you're making progress, you are winning. Progress is what really matters. It doesn't matter if someone else got there faster. It doesn't matter if they have more right now. What matters is that you are better today than you were yesterday. Even if it's just a small step, even if it's just one lesson learned, it's still movement in the right direction. When you focus on progress, you free yourself from the pressure of comparison. You stop worrying about where everyone else is and start appreciating how far you've come. One of the most dangerous things about comparison is that it can make you quit on yourself. You start thinking, if I can't be as good as them, why even try? That mindset keeps people stuck. It makes them give up before they even start. But progress is personal. It's about your own growth, your own improvement, your own journey. The only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Success isn't about being the best. It's about being your best. If you're constantly measuring yourself against others, you'll never feel satisfied. There will always be someone with more money, more talent, more opportunities. But if you measure yourself against your own potential, you will always find reasons to keep going. The key is to set goals based on where you want to be, not based on where someone else is. The best way to stay focused on progress is to celebrate small wins. Too often people wait until they've reached a big milestone before they allow themselves to feel proud. But success is built on the small victories. Every step forward counts. Every lesson learned matters. Every bit of effort adds up. When you take time to recognize your own growth, you stay motivated to keep pushing forward. Another powerful way to shift your focus from comparison to progress is to practice gratitude. When you appreciate what you have, You stop obsessing over what you don't. You realize that you are already blessed, already capable, already on the right path. Gratitude helps you see that your journey is unfolding exactly the way it's supposed to. Everyone has a different timeline. Some people reach success early, some people take longer. But the timing doesn't matter. What matters is that you keep going. If you spend your life chasing someone else's success, you'll never be fulfilled. But if you commit to your own progress, to getting better every day, to learning, growing, and improving, you will find true success. Believing in your worth and success is the foundation for everything you want in life. If you don't believe you deserve happiness, opportunities, and greatness, you will never go after them the way you should. Too many people talk themselves out of success before they even try. They let self-doubt creep in, convincing themselves they're not smart enough, talented enough, or worthy enough. But the truth is, the only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Your mind is powerful. If you tell yourself you can't do something, you won't even try. If you tell yourself success is only for other people, you'll never chase after your own. But if you start speaking life into yourself, if you start telling yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you deserve everything good coming your way, you will begin to act like it. You will walk differently, talk differently, and move through life with a confidence that attracts success. Many people struggle with believing in their worth because of past failures, mistakes, or disappointments. They carry the weight of rejection, setbacks, and criticism, allowing those experiences to define them. But failure does not mean you are unworthy. Setbacks do not mean you are not capable. Every successful person has faced moments of doubt, but what separates them is that they refused to let those doubts win. They kept believing, they kept pushing, and they kept working toward their goals. Success starts with the belief that you are meant for more. If you don't believe you deserve better, you will settle for less. You will accept jobs that don't fulfill you, relationships that don't value you, and opportunities that are beneath your potential. But when you recognize your worth, you start raising your standards. You stop accepting anything that doesn't align with your vision. You start walking away from things that don't serve you and making room for the things that do. The way you see yourself determines the way others see you. If you carry yourself with confidence, people will respect you. If you believe in your abilities, others will believe in them too. But if you doubt yourself, if you shrink yourself, if you constantly second guess your worth, the world will treat you the same way. People can sense how you feel about yourself, and they will respond to that energy. That's why it's so important to affirm your worth daily, to remind yourself that you are valuable, talented, and capable. Believing in your success also means not waiting for permission to go after what you want. Too many people wait for someone else to tell them they're good enough, talented enough, or ready. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect conditions. But success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who take action. It comes to those who believe in themselves so much that they are willing to take risks, step out of their comfort zone, and put in the work. Doubt is always going to be there. Fear will always try to hold you back. But you have to push past it. You have to remind yourself that you are just as capable as anyone else. The people you look up to, the ones who inspire you, the ones who have achieved the things you want, they're not special. They just refuse to quit. They believed in themselves even when no one else did. They kept going when things got tough. And because they believed, they succeeded. Everything you want in life begins with the belief that you deserve it. The moment you truly believe in your worth, you stop settling, you stop hesitating, and you start moving toward the life you were meant to live. Trust that God's got you no matter what you're facing. Life is full of uncertainties, challenges, and moments that make you question whether things will ever work out. But the truth is, you are not walking this path alone. When you put your faith in God, when you truly trust that He has a plan for you, you can find peace even in the middle of the storm. Too often, people try to carry everything on their own. They stress over things they can't control, worry about the future, and lose sleep over problems that aren't even theirs to fix. But that's not how faith works. Faith is about surrendering. It's about understanding that there are some battles you don't have to fight because God is already handling them for you. When you trust in him, you let go of the need to figure everything out and instead focus on what you can do while knowing he's working behind the scenes. Doubt and fear will try to creep in. You might look at your situation and feel like nothing is changing, like your prayers aren't being answered, like you're stuck in the same place. But faith isn't about seeing, it's about believing. It's about knowing deep down that even when you can't see the full picture, God is putting the pieces together in ways you don't even realize. Sometimes what feels like a delay is really just preparation. Sometimes what feels like rejection is actually protection. There will be times when things don't go the way you plan, and in those moments, it's easy to feel frustrated. You might question why certain doors didn't open, why certain opportunities slipped away, or why you had to go through certain struggles. But every challenge, every setback, every unexpected twist in your journey is part of something bigger. God doesn't make mistakes. If he closed a door, it's because there's a better one waiting for you. If he removes something from your life, it's because he's making room for something greater. Trusting God also means trusting his timing. That's one of the hardest things for people to do because we want things to happen now. We want instant results, immediate success, and quick answers. But God works in seasons. Just like a seed doesn't grow into a tree overnight, your journey to success, happiness, and purpose takes time. There will be seasons of waiting, seasons of growth, and seasons of breakthrough. The key is to keep believing, keep working, and keep trusting that everything is unfolding exactly the way it's supposed to. When you trust God, you stop being consumed by fear. You stop letting stress and anxiety run your life. You wake up with a different kind of confidence because you know that no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. You walk into challenges with strength because you know he's guiding you. You handle setbacks with grace because you know they're not the end of the story. Faith gives you a peace that nothing else can. People who truly trust God don't just talk about faith, they live it. They move forward even when they're unsure. They keep working toward their dreams even when they don't see results yet. They don't get discouraged when things take longer than expected because they know that delay does not mean denial. They understand that what's meant for them will always be theirs, and nothing and no one can take away what God has planned. No matter where you are in life, no matter what struggles you're facing, you have to remind yourself that you are being guided, you are being protected, you are being prepared for something bigger. When you stop trying to control everything and start trusting in God's plan, you will see things fall into place in ways you never imagined.